Alright, we're recording.
We're on.
We're on.
We're on.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, look, I get to hold a mic.
Wow.
Yeah, we only have one mic stand.
Mic stand.
Mic stand.
Want to do intro?
You sound very quiet. I need you to talk like right into that. I'll turn you up.
Turn me up.
Talk.
Hello.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Check, check.
You sound better.
Yay.
All right.
Okay.
I took the shitty one, so.
They're not all necessarily shitty.
Can we curse on the pod?
We should probably avoid cursing for well, we're not getting monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Not yet, and then in the future, somebody goes back. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
One day, maybe.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to the Apoca-Lips Podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Adrian.
And I'm Coley.
Okay.
Cool. Did you know to be nominated for a podcast award, you actually not legally, but you have to have an intro included in the episode?
What constitutes an intro?
That.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Was there
Also-
more that you were
I'm
going to
gonna-
introduce about yourself?
I'm
I
so
don't
stupid.
know.
We had the air conditioner on,
Oh.
so that all sounded horrible.
Oh, good. Now we
we
can
can-
start
Ground
all over
rules.
again.
Now we can do it cleaner.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
a
wait.
few rules. Limit cursing. No slurs.
No doxing yourself.
No slurs if you can help it. If you're gonna drink or eat something, you gotta go.
You don't want that M.
Yeah. Well,
Unless it's for comedic
misophonia,
effect.
like-
if it's for comedic effect, yeah. If
Yeah.
you want to go like,
Or if you want to target one person particularly. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't promise the slurring, though. That's just my natural.
Oh.
Oh, different slur.
No, slur all you want, but you cannot say any slurs.
Okay.
yeah.
It's immediately rules broken. It's going to happen.
It's
Damn.
fine. Just don't doxing yourself is the big one.
Yeah, that's the big
Don't be
one.
like, hey, I live 15 minutes away
Hey,
from
my address
X
is-
location.
Ah.
Anyway,
So,
I'm going to check back in with my earbud every once in a while. Hey, welcome to the Apoca-Lips Podcast. I'm Jake.
and I'm Adrian.
And I'm Coley.
Woohoo.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
busy. We are busy. This podcast, we basically just wanted to do probably once a month, hopefully, to kind of update on what's going on with the cast and just talk and increase our online content output because we are all slaves to the machine of profitability as a company. So now we're here.
And getting political right off the bat.
Listen, if you let me talk for long enough, it's gonna go to politics, almost certainly.
No, absolutely.
It's the sign of the times, I guess.
Yeah, we're starting Pride Month. We're starting Pride Month events early this year.
Yeah, Pride came
I
early.
think I think
And
Pride.
I think we deserve it.
I think Pride should be like Christmas, where it marches slowly further back every single year until it's like May and April Pride. You know?
What do you mean, like retail Christmas, or did they?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. How the Christmas
Jesus came
season
early.
slowly takes more and more of the year away.
Oh yeah, like how Christmas
I think we
music
should do that
starts
with
at,
Pride Month.
Yeah,
I think we should take over
I
April.
think during Pride Month they should play songs at retail stores like they do at Christmas.
What's Pride Month songs?
YMCA.
Yeah, I was going to say anything
Absolutely.
disco
Anything ABBA.
Or
Yeah.
I
I Will
worked at a
Survive.
Kohl's, so
I gotta remember to stay close to the microphone. I can't just lean back like that.
no bisexual sitting.
and all
Absolutely.
the drag stuff,
Yeah,
all our favorites.
supermodel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of
Just,
course, Rocky Horror.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we're
Absolutely.
here for.
The Rocky Horror
That's what we're
we're
here for.
part of Rocky Horror Shadowcast. If anyone no one's listening to this. No one listens to the first episode of a podcast.
They will.
Listen.
You gotta
Okay.
act as if they
I
will.
had never listened to the first episode of a podcast before we decided to do this, and I was like, I should listen to the first episode of some of my favorite podcasts. And it's like, wow, this is the exact same. Nothing has changed.
The first episode of Bald and the Beautiful is actually really
I
funny.
didn't listen to that.
But it's funny because they start out with a mission, and then you can just see it slowly.
Slowly
Dissolve.
dwindle, destroy itself.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not listening, they're going to miss all the juicy, origin stories of Apoca-Lips Cast.
Ooh.
So.
Exactly.
We weren't really there for we
We
joined
were
only a
barely
couple
born.
years ago.
We met through it.
Do you want to talk about more the origin of the Apoca-Lips Cast?
That would be fun.
Yeah, you probably should start with that. First introducing that the Rocky Horror Picture Show was a film back in 1975. Pop quiz, guys. Where was it released in the United States?
Ooh,
I don't know
where?
this one.
It was
Where?
released in limited theaters. I think it premiered in New York.
The cat's arrived.
There is a cat in
You
this.
can't
You
see.
might see or hear her. Yeah.
Kitty Cat, do you know it was at the Waverly Theater
Where's
New-
that?
in New York City?
Awesome.
Oh.
I forget what they turned it into recently, but I'm sure you can look that up. Yay, internet. And that was, I believe, 1975.
Yeah, the movie
April
premiered in
79.
1975. No.
No, okay.
And then it became a Shadowcast experience, like more officially with the costuming by that October, because that Halloween they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's all get dressed up. Woo.
Well, it started off as like a total flop. Like it was not a very popular movie when it first came out, and then it was double featuring with Phantom of the Paradise, which is also amazing. And that gained a little bit of traction, and then it really snowballed as a shadow cast and as like a community experience. It was never popular just as a movie on its own, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, to kind of tie into like how we got started at Dutchess Community College, just before we became the official Apoca-Lips Cast, I was part of a shadow cast that was trying to get any kind of venue in the area, and they started off with Kevin McCurdy's Haunted Mansion. This was back in 97, I think. And so we did Rocky Horror, freezing cold outside,
Oh my god.
right across from the mansion. You couldn't handle like who exactly was coming in to see us, so we were like, hey kids, get out. But so from that I kind of like brought it to Dutchess, because I was showing off doing like the floor show with a friend right in front of student activities in the lounge. And if you're a member of Dutchess Community College or a student or alumni, you know the Lounge Rats. Hopefully you know, because if you don't, you missed out. But the Lounge Rats were the crew that were always hanging out in the lounge. And so
I feel like that
student activities-
exists at every college to some extent. There's the guys, you know. They
Yeah.
have different names, but it's a universal concept.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know how long before me was the origins of the Lounge Rats, but yeah, I was one of the, I want to say second generation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so student activities was like, yeah, let's get this show going. Like, I think we could do like a student event every October. And I was like, well, do you want to cast? They're like, no, we'll just show it. You know, you can help out. And I was like, okay, here's your thing. You're showing Rocky Horror. You're either going to get a cast that is just going to jump up, or you're going to work with a cast. So they were like,
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You
How
can't
it
show the
started.
movie and have no participation at all.
yeah.
Something's gonna
It's
happen.
definitely a different experience just seeing the movie.
It is. No,
I've
because
never seen another Shadowcast still. I haven't been de-virginized.
I
but I
have.
can imagine.
When I was a kid, I think. Oh, I've seen a couple. I saw our cast before I joined it.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. No, I saw one years ago, I think in Provincetown, maybe somewhere else. But then more recently, when the Apoca-Lips Cast was doing Hudson Valley Comic-Con, I saw them all 3 years. And then I was very depressed later in my life a couple years ago, and I was like, I remember the name. Yeah, the smoke blowing straight into your face. No, incense smoke.
Black amber
Incense
and
smoke.
oak right into
In case
your
someone
nostrils.
is listening to this and does not see the
That's
incense
for
on the table,
the
it is
future Patreon
smoke from an
episode.
incense.
We wanted to make
Burner.
it very Zen room like in here.
And I remembered the name of the cast, and I searched it up and I emailed them, and that's how I joined. And that was 2 years ago. For the record,
Yeah.
to show how different we are in age range, Adrian and I were not born and would not be born for another 6 years when the Apoca-Lips Cast started.
Yep, I also have a depressing story on how I joined.
Woohoo! Starting off on a light note.
Let's just go into the trauma. I used to be a straight cisgender woman. And I was in
That's
a
traumatic
long-term-
enough on its own.
Yeah,
That's
drama,
bad enough.
drama.
No, I love straight. No. And I had just got out of a long-term relationship that I thought was gonna last forever, but like it had to end because like self-discovery journey, whatever.
Saying you think it's going to last forever at 19 is crazy.
It is crazy.
That's
I thought
a
I
lot.
was gonna housewife it up.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I was at my old job at DCC, and I logged into student activities because I was depressed. and I saw a Rocky Horror Cast audition, so I emailed them. I was like, what music do I have to bring? Which is apparently an ongoing theme. We have another cast member who brought 16 bars.
No one...
And I barely put together a Magenta audition with Time Warp. I made up the choreography.
I barely prepped it all for my first audition as well, because I was in the middle of looking for a job.
Yeah, but for our first year, I was Magenta, and Jake was Riff Raff.
Yeah. And that's how we met, and now we have this apartment. Now we have this lovely pink couch.
Right?
And 4
the
animals.
couch with Constantine?
Jamie
Lee Kermit.
Jamie Lee Kermit. Absolutely.
Jamie Lee Kermit.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I got him that way. He was a birthday present.
Yeah.
I lost the robe.
The robe is somewhere. I think it's in one of the bins.
Like the sock bag.
Yeah, something like that.
Who else has a sock bag?
I never had a sock bag until I moved in with you. I don't think it's a thing for anyone else in the world to just have a bag that they keep all their socks in.
It just makes it a little easier. But
we bought a dresser, like a good dresser. We can put the socks in the dresser now.
I mean, I don't know. That seems like a trendy thing. I like the idea of a bag, yeah.
Okay.
2 against 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so the general concept for this podcast is, one, just like a centralized place to find all the events and different things that are coming up. If you can listen through the other, like, hour of us rambling. I should have set a timer. I'm going to set a timer for how long we're doing this.
Stopwatch.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for enduring.
We haven't been going too long.
So
Yeah.
I totally tangented, which is something I
Absolute
do a lot.
professionals.
So this is
I expect that all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That's what podcasts are.
The general purpose for this podcast is to have all of the events and also just get to know some of the members of the cast, so it's more of like a personal thing. If you do come to see any of our shows, maybe. Who knows?
Please.
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 We need money.
They're not begging.
It's also a fun time.
You're being demanded.
And if you come enough times, we might adopt you.
If you come
Yes.
enough times?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to
I didn't mean it, but I'm going to roll with it.
All right. I just wanted to make sure.
If you attend.
If you attend enough viewings.
Right.
Anyways, what were you saying? I'm so sorry. We've
so,
gotten
like-
distracted so many times.
Like 20 minutes ago, when I tangented on my own thing, I was trying to say that when we did get the show at Dutchess Community College, I started work with Jeff Baker, who works as like the techie god. If you've ever been to Dutchess, you probably have heard of him or maybe spotted him in the like light room at the theater. But he first got a job as in movie theaters as a midnight show, like bottom shelf person. So he actually got to be the projector person for when it first came out. And so we'll have to get him on the show to talk
Hell
about
yeah.
that, because that was amazing. I was like, whoa, this is a small world. At this point, the cast is almost half as old as the movie.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like next year.
We're getting
get
there.
ready.
Get all the alumni.
Next year is
together
the 50th anniversary
Yeah, and our 25th.
of the movie, and the cast's
Oh my
25th.
God.
Ooh. Wee.
I hope you're all plotting and scheming right now.
I'm
I'm thinking.
scheming all day.
I'm thinking of that's. It's good to start
What's around the
early.
year? What did it released in like spring, right?
The
Something
movie.
weird that's not October.
Yeah,
movie,
and then it became
yeah.
more popular when they did like Halloween screenings and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to say it was like April 1st, or it was like early. Yeah,
April
it
It
Fools.
was April
It
Fool's
was an
Day.
April
April
thing.
Fool's Day. Check this shit out.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was, yeah. It's almost been 25 years with the cast. I include when I got it started at Dutchess because that's how Michael, our director, got involved, and
Yeah.
I'll let him share what he wants about that. Basically, the way that I used to run the show was, you show up, if you can out-mimic me, and you always can, you get the role. And if there's like more than one person going for the same character, you kind of just duke it out or decide who wants to be what. But so Mike got it way more organized, made it more of a stage performance, and far more entertaining, with some older cast members from the cast that I was involved in before. Are you guys gonna make like shapes with the smoke?
Are we? Yeah, you're gonna start doing.
Matrix.
It's gonna be like that.
I wanted to see if I could blow it into your face.
It's gonna be like at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, where he blows the smoke cloud, and it's like the
dragon?
No, it's the boat. Remember Gandalf?
Yeah, I know him.
Now you have
I
to
know
blow
that queen.
lips. Make them into Apoca-Lips.
Ooh, yeah. Pun names. Pun names
I
are.
wanted to call it a podcast lips.
A podcast lips. I think that's a little strange.
Apoca-Lips Cast, but it
A
doesn't fall off the
Apoca-Lips Cast.
Well, yeah,
It's
that
a
could
lot.
be the challenge.
It is a lot.
You just start off every show being like, say it, give it to the new person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of just calling the, like, when we register for a Spotify account and stuff like that, which I should have done before. But we'll do that tomorrow or
Just the
Monday.
Apoca-Lips podcast.
Just calling it Apoca-Lips. Because I feel like or the Apoca-Lips, because most podcasts don't have the blank podcast
How
at the
else are
end
you
of the
supposed
name.
to know what it is?
Because you're on the podcast app. Because you're on the app that you use to listen to podcasts.
What? People do that in this world?
Wow. Jinx. Yeah. No, I honestly, I wanted to get this started, even if it's rough at the beginning. We all have different mics. That way, eventually, we can work ourselves into a rhythm with it. Because I feel like if we wait until everything's perfect before we start anything,
We're
then
never
nothing.
gonna start.
You never. Yeah, exactly.
We both have a little bit of ADHD.
All
A
of us
little
do.
bit.
I might
Yeah.
have a little bit of ADHD. You definitely have ADHD.
Yeah.
I think if we put it off too long,
If we just
we
keep
will
like
just
waiting
simply
until.
not do it.
Also, especially for like saving up to buy good microphones, because I can't.
takes so long.
I can't do that.
I
I
mean-
can't afford 3 of these.
We would really like a donation.
One day.
I mean, just to be clear, I was not diagnosed ADHD, but I surround myself with all.
And you catch it.
You're diagnosed by your peers. You're diagnosed by your peers at a
Honestly.
certain point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that's right there an example of how to be part of a shadow cast. You have to be able to focus on 20 different things while maintaining whatever the heck it is you're doing, and hope you recognize that you're on the spotlight or not.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing you guys when you came in to audition, and I remember thinking immediately magenta riffraff.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
But I would, because we don't assign people by the way they look, except for
You
I
can catch a
assign-
vibe. You can catch a vibe.
It's more about the vibes than appearance, honestly. Yeah.
The hair played a role. You're great,
Yeah.
but the hair was very convenient.
Yeah,
That is fair.
Let's
I
describe
resigned
this for
myself
people
to
who,
wearing wigs forever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You're growing out your hair. You're doing pretty good.
I'm on like exactly 6 months.
And you're doing Frank for the Pride Parades.
Yeah, I am Frank for the Pride. To be frank, I am Frank for the Pride Parades.
Ooh.
Ooh, I'm substitute Frank.
Love it.
Because our main Frank can't. The guy who was Frank at the last shows we did, I don't think is
Can't
coming to the
make
Pride
it.
Parades. Yeah. Which is honestly homophobic.
It is.
I think if you're queer, you should just get off for any Pride Parades you need to go to. That should be PT.
And
That should
if
be
not,
automatic.
then you can sue your job and use that money.
This is not legal advice.
Do we
You see
look
how
like we're giving legal advice right
I
now?
thought for sure you meant that that our fearless leader is homophobic, and I was.
Oh no, no, he's
was
not
just thrown off.
homophobic.
It's like, wait a second.
Yeah, hang on.
I mean, as a manager, maybe he could start making those rules.
Yeah, but also
Everybody gets off.
everyone has everybody gets off. Wow.
Everybody gets off, and that's what this movie's about.
Yeah, everybody does get off. That is the goal. I don't want to talk about the movie the entire time.
What?
I think
Yeah,
that
it's about us as a cast.
it's about us as
we
people.
want it to be accessible for people who have not seen the movie.
Draw
and
in
if you
new people.
haven't,
Attract
indoctrinate
a new
you
audience.
to see the movie.
Exactly. It's
But
about
do
accessibility.
it before October, because that's when they put the movie behind more of a paywall.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
weird.
hate that.
It's always
Well,
like it's on Hulu 11 months out of the year, and then you
Except
get
for
to
October.
October and it's like,
have
no,
to
you
pay.
have to rent it.
How much are you loving about? I don't know if you have Disney Plus, but when you scroll through, you're like, Mulan. I don't know. Oh, Rocky Horror.
Yeah, it really
he's a
doesn't
Disney-
fit in.
Frank is a Disney princess.
He is. I think
mean, Disney Queen. let's
Disney
just-
Queen.
no, his mom is the queen.
I
I've
don't
read the
want to
sequel.
talk about Curse.
I've read Revenge of the Old
Curse,
Queen.
Curse of the Red Queen.
Curse of the Red Queen?
Wait.
Revenge of the Old Queen. Curse of the Red Queen.
Curse of the Red
That's her
Queen.
band name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I was like,
Um,
I need stories. I need
Who's
to
the
know
Red
this
Queen?
background.
The Red
Katya.
Queen. Who would be, of everyone we know, who would be the Red Queen?
The Red Queen.
Lexi.
Lexi.
No, she's the Pink Queen. I don't know if she wears a lot of red.
Who wears red? Or who's like red's their color?
Dakota's purple.
Dakota is purple.
Don't you love hearing about people you have no context for other than a first name?
Don't get confused. Amanda, you know I'm thinking about you.
Oh, Amanda's the Red
yeah,
Queen.
yeah,
How
of
did I
course,
forget
obviously.
Our literal mother.
Obviously.
It's right there.
Yeah, that is fairly obvious, huh?
Yeah, I feel bad.
I'm
Don't feel
definitely
bad.
blocking my entire face with this pop filter.
Just an FYI for people who have not known the cast like at all, and those who have, because you love to hear this all the time, that we like to joke that Amanda is always magenta, and that she won't give that role away to anybody because she's magenta. So
Until
now
I
you'll
came
know.
because I'm so special.
Yes,
I
you're
mean,
special.
Until recently,
like
the
the
directors
20
weren't
others.
playing anyone. The
For a while,
directors were for a pretty long time. The directors were
Until
just
that
not
seasonal.
cast as characters,
Yeah, they cut themselves off.
It's a good thing to do every so often.
which is it's fair to. I think they should do it every once in a while, but
Yeah.
it also makes sense. Like if they have all that responsibility,
No, yeah.
adding extra shit in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god.
I mean, Mike and I both did get out of that pulling out of the hat game.
Yeah.
He had, life.
He pulled out of the
plans.
hat game. He just didn't do it. He pulled Trixie,
Yeah.
and then he
And
passed it on.
Yeah,
Had
and then
absolutely
just
no
did
time.
Trixie.
Yeah.
Hat game is fun if
It's a one-off show, and
we have like
we need a
day we are
residency.
hoping for like a monthly show or like
Yeah.
a bi-monthly.
Like
show.
a residency would be great because then we could stay in.
Residency is a big word.
Dark Side Records.
No, because then we could stay in practice and like 100% of the year, anytime we want to, we can go do
And,
a show,
like, for
and we
example,
can mix it up more. It wouldn't
I
be
want
the same.
You to be Janet. When
I know
I'm
you want me
Brad.
to be. I know you want to do that.
I think that would be.
I would
so
not
funny.
do that for a
I-
full October season.
No, yeah,
though.
of course.
What?
For
I
a
can't.
one-off, for a one-off, I
Why?
think it would be so fun.
I
And you
literally
already
can't.
have the whole script memorized. Sometimes I will quote one line, and he will just continue from there.
I do have the entire movie memorized. It's a bit of a.
I do to an
It's
extent.
a bit of a.
Those Dr. Scott lines get me every time, though.
They're a lot.
There are a lot of words.
It's a lot of words that aren't real words as well as the thing.
They are real words. They're just used incorrectly.
Things I shouldn't confess. I've been doing this for like 30 years. Do I remember the whole movie?
I
I
don't.
think
Black
gun to your
spots.
head, you could.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone should remember the whole movie.
I think they
it's,
do, but
You see me doing callbacks, and I'm
should've.
like way off by like a whole scene.
Yeah.
Like we don't know what Coley's
well.
doing, and then you see me do time warp, and you're like, I have no
It's
idea who this
something.
woman is. Yeah. So I'm glad that you guys invited me to like
Yeah, absolutely.
initiate this with
No,
no
I-
knowledge.
I think we're gonna do it probably once a month. I want to cycle people out based on who's available. I think it'll be fun to get different perspectives from different cast members.
yeah, and it works when you bribe people with like cheese.
We didn't.
This is true.
We do. Yeah.
We do have cheese.
We do have a cheese. We have cheese ready to go if you need
And
it.
any excuse to make a cheese board.
that is one of your hyperfixations
I love
recently. Is you love making a
We love it.
charcuterie board.
We have a fish-shaped charcuterie board.
We do. It's cute. It's
The
fun.
shark coochie board.
Charcuterie board.
Shark coochie.
It's
Come
fun
to the couch
for
and charcuterie.
having friends over and stuff. It's such a good way.
To clean our house.
Yeah. Actually, no, genuinely, if you're having people over like once a month or every once in a while, it's such good motivation to keep everything clean.
And you notice how dirty things are when you look at it through the eyes of someone else.
Yeah, when you're thinking like, oh, someone's coming over. Huh, I haven't cleaned the stove in like 2
I
weeks.
hate cleaning the stove.
It's awful because we have to unplug the burners
You're
and
making
everything.
vodka sauce all the time. Just orange.
Okay, don't.
I ask you to.
Yeah,
I know.
you ask me to make vodka sauce all the time. I am not doing this because I am in love with vodka
You
sauce.
should be.
Vodka sauce is
Favorite
good.
sauce.
Favorite sauce.
Favorite
Now we're
sauce?
hitting the real questions.
Oh man.
As a condiment or as a pasta, I think that's two different subjects.
Yeah. Pasta sauce
Condiments
and like
out of-
ketchup is
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
different.
Condiments are not on the table.
Okay.
I love
So favorite,
spaghetti and
like
ketchup.
pasta sauce, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or like any other kind of sauce that's not a condiment.
For a while, I forget what brand did it, but there was a sauce that had like green and black olives diced up in it.
Ooh.
And it was like super expensive. And you could just
sounds
do it yourself. Yeah, I was like, I don't know why I just wouldn't do it my own. It was basically a marinara with black and green olives. And
Yeah.
I was
Trader
obsessed.
Joe's.
It might have been.
Yeah.
It sounds
That
like
sounds
Trader
about
Joe's.
right.
Sounds
Yeah.
Like,
Trader Hose.
Trade our hose.
It was
Trade
that or
our Trader. I
Pokemon.
hardly know her.
or something else that I won't promote because you're not giving us money. But if
Brand
you
deal
want-
with Trader Joe's.
Yeah. Trader
take it.
Joe's. Ooh.
We'll do
A
it
lot
for
of my
free.
Christmas presents last year from my parents were just groceries from
They,
Trader Joe's.
that was strange. You got a bunch of groceries from Trader Joe's and a Play-Doh pirate playset.
Yeah, and I took it.
It was
Stop this conversation.
it was strange. It was
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Dreaming of a
No kink shame.
strange Christmas.
Yeah, so my curiosity, going back to when we first came to the cast, what was your impression of me? Because I have no idea what people think of me. I usually just run around as people call me KS.
Yeah,
Chaos
We're on
you
a
were
mission.
you were mostly like the photographer at that first
Yeah.
audition, if I remember correctly. You might have done like an Instagram live, or that might have been one of the later rehearsals or something.
Oh no, I did.
think that
Yeah, I
was
did
last
Instagram
year.
live for the audition. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I was really nervous because I hadn't really done like a proper audition in a long time at that point. It'd been a couple years. And not to say that this is a proper audition, but
What? It totally is. For people who
it's
don't
a
wanna...
different experience.
It is. It's not theater.
Mm.
It's not Shakespeare.
So I have the somewhat controversial opinion that Rocky Horror Picture Show is actually a good movie.
I think it's a good movie too. I'm just saying it's
and
not
it's a-
stuffy perfectionism.
It's a very honestly smart critique and commentary on the evolution of counterculture movements from the 50s through the 70s. But you will never get that from just watching the movie. You need to
course.
read accompanying source material
Yeah.
and essays and interviews to understand that. So it's not great at communicating its message, but I think it really has an interesting message
I
deep
think-
down in there somewhere.
When you told me the message, it made sense.
Yeah.
Just secondhand. It's not like I had to read all that stuff.
That's
to
fair.
understand. It's like, oh yeah, Eddie is
50s counterculture.
50s
He's
counterculture.
rockabilly
Frank is gay and gender nonconforming.
explicitly because that's like the big moral panic of the time was
Yeah.
that
And
these
that wasn't even the 80s yet. That was 75.
yeah
Stuff was coming out.
there was a lot. People have been gay for a very long time.
And I've always said that.
People have been gay for a very long time.
Yeah.
Since the birth of humanity.
Since the birth
Yeah.
of humanity.
There have been gay people. My parents are gay.
Your parents are gay.
They saw Rocky Horror Picture Show very early on, like in the 70s when it was first being done in like local theaters and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know much about it beyond that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
My dad, the first thing he told me when I said I was in this cast was every single time he tells me the same thing. He says, yeah, I saw it once, and Eddie played a real saxophone. He was really good at it, and that's
He saw.
all that he said about
I think
it.
he saw like the Rocky Horror Show on Broadway.
Yeah, the show, not the
Yeah.
show. They're different. The
Because
Rocky
one of them
Horror
has
Show,
has
is-
a solo number for
yeah.
Brad, and it's not
It's
good.
not good.
I'm not a. I almost said once in a lifetime. It's not once in
It
a
is
lifetime.
once in a
while.
lifetime.
Once in a while.
And you
Oh,
may
Once in a
find
while.
yourself
Yeah. Brad comes out and he's
living
wearing the
in a
big
castle.
suit.
I
You may find yourself
hey,
behind the wheel of a large automobile.
Oh my
New
god,
drag
can we
act
please do
just
that?
dropped.
Can we please?
I would.
And you may
I
say-
would want to do that.
Damn it, I knew we
Oh
should
my
have
God,
gotten that spare tire fixed.
Oh my god, yes.
Cackling into the microphone.
Oh man, sorry. This is
Yeah.
probably super loud with my weird.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Sure
I put
You afraid of
I
joy?
put compression on it for a reason, and that's
Compressed it.
because what?
You compressed it.
Yeah, compressed the audio, and that's because I knew we were gonna peak them at some point, and I knew we were gonna talk way too quietly at some point. So
Ah.
hopefully it'll be better. You just making whooshing noises? Are you perhaps a soft oceans day?
Yeah.
A soft beach day?
New drag name.
Chilling out?
Soft Oceans Day.
I need a drink.
Get a drink.
Well, while you get a drink, I'll tell you about
We're gonna talk shit about
my parents.
you. Tell me about your parents.
So, way back when, no, My parents grew up on Long Island, and my father's side, I apparently were involved in like the 80s, early 80s Rocky Horror crowd out there. My uncle was an usher, and he actually had met who ended up being my aunt for a while. They're not married, but she's still totally my aunt because she's awesome.
We all have that one person.
Yeah. I mean, once you marry into the Graff family, you're stuck. Sorry.
Uncles are always getting divorced.
And, you know, people like me, twice divorced, maybe-ish, sort of. Hey, hint, hint, person that you know, file those divorce papers, we'll be done. Yeah, I know. I'm in between jobs, so I should be the one that's doing it.
In between jobs, in between marriages.
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of in between.
Yeah.
The space in between.
It was just
transition.
It was just totally Rocky Horror right there. You know,
You love transition periods.
I love transition periods.
Something sounded very seductive about that. What's going on with transitional periods?
It's a transgender joke. Oh. It's a joke. Anyway.
See the elephant, and I'm
just a Michael prank.
A Michael prank?
Have you seen? I'm on Pinterest too much. I get all my memes from Pinterest. And there's a bunch of screenshots of people just sending people in their contact lists Michael. And then they're like, huh? And they say it's just a Michael prank.
Oh, okay. I'm still on Tumblr, so
I don't secondhand Tumblr, so like Tumblr.
You do. Like Pinterest is basically like half stolen Tumblr posts.
You were telling a story, and I went on a tangent about Michael prank.
Was I telling a story?
Were we?
But you brought up
my family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You brought up your aunt, and then we went on an aunt tangent.
Tangent. Yes. But you know, this is what I live for, is these kind of jokes.
Yeah. This is gonna be. We haven't even hit any of the I hardly know her jokes yet.
Oh, I already said one. You missed it.
Did you?
Yes.
I was not paying attention, or I forgot.
Trader, I hardly know her.
Oh,
Back in the
okay.
Trader Joe's segment.
Cool.
Okay.
Your aunt.
My aunt. Well, it wasn't just like my uncle and aunt. There was like some other family members involved, but I didn't find that out until I was like, I don't know, a couple years into doing Rocky Horror. And I was like, what? Now I feel a little weird about being naked-ish in front of my parents doing this in public. Yeah. You know, that made sense. Basically, you know, when you're out there doing... my first role, by the way, when I got into Rocky Horror, I was going to just show up and do, like, stage crew. At the time, like, two people that I knew we were doing summer school, because I'm that quality. And they were like, yeah, no, we're doing Rocky Horror, like, in Poughkeepsie. I was like, what? I want to do that. And I also knew that the guy that I was formerly dating but wanted to hook back up with, and when I say that, I understand some of you mean hook up as a physical thing. I did not. But...
Yeah.
I just meant get back together.
Collaborate.
You know?
Yeah.
Collaborate sounds much worse. Okay.
That does not sound worse. That is a perfectly reasonable word to use in that scenario.
Anyway.
Collaborator, I hardly know her.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
But yeah, so I showed up, and the person that was playing Janet wasn't making it to rehearsal, and they had the show like the next day or two. And so the two directors opened the door very slowly. It was totally like riffraff doing the hello. And they looked me up and down, and I had just come out of like field hockey or whatever. So I had my little skirt and stockings, and they were just like, do you want to be our Janet?
Oh.
And, you know,
Hell yeah.
I looked the part.
Now, was she not making it to rehearsal, or was she hiding in the bathroom to test the cast to see if they would check on her?
That's lore for a later date.
Yeah.
And
Legend
says she's still
Call
there.
that foreshadowing.
Call that past shadowing.
Dun dun
That's
dun.
shadowing.
Yeah,
past shadowing.
No, I don't think she didn't show up. So they replaced her with me, and that was great because then
awesome.
It turned out the guy I was trying to hook back up with was playing Brad.
Ah,
that's so
very convenient.
Yeah, that's how you hook up. Like certain
works.
people that show up to auditions not knowing each other and end up getting roles next to each other. You want to elaborate?
I was texting my friends asking how many times it takes for someone to hold your hand until it's not platonic anymore.
Dude, we were the worst. We were the worst that
terrible.
entire
We were
first show season.
terrible.
Because we were both, like, obviously attracted to each other, but neither of us wanted to express it.
And we both felt very unlikable at the time.
Yeah, still. But, no, so we were, like, we would be, like, hanging out, basically cuddling on the couch together, and it's just like, this is totally platonic, right? This is a normal thing that friends do sometimes. And, no, I mean, it was partially just, like, you know, social anxiety, not finding yourself attractive, but also, like, if you did go for something and then you were reading the cues wrong, not only ruin a friendship,
it would have been totally chill, just like being friends.
Not only ruin a friendship, but like we were doing the show and we were playing characters opposite each other. So if you
wrong, it can get really
if you shoot your shot and you miss, then that would be like, oh shit, now we have 3 more shows to do.
We have to be very
close and physically touching in some scenes and just yeah. It was awkward. It was an awkward
and
first
then we
year.
have our second apartment together.
Yeah.
And 4 animals.
Yeah, we have
4 animals.
too many animals for
Too
a
many.
1-bedroom apartment, arguably.
And we almost got a 5th one.
Almost. I think it's honestly kind of good that the kitten didn't work out.
Before Pride Month, yeah. That kitten would have been neglected.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't just like get one of those like bags with the the cat.
Take the
bag,
cat to the pride
little kitten.
parades.
That's overstimulating. I think if I was a cat, I'd hate that.
Absolutely.
Wow,
It
you
would turn
guys
the
are
cat homophobic.
you guys are carrying parents. Har har har. This is why I don't do the jokes.
We got a cat,
Yeah.
a fish, a
You're here
hamster,
for
and a lizard.
historical information.
And this is our historical information.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's a huge
is.
piece of queer history.
What, getting an animal?
No,
Rocky Horror.
Rocky Horror.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, queer people love having animals.
They do.
That is true.
They do.
I mean, does anybody not love it? Well, okay,
Yes.
so maybe me because I'm allergic to everything, but
Ugh.
I love
Yeah,
your
but
cats.
it's not
and
that you dislike animals. It's just that.
I'm allergic.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't.
Just that
It's
God
You
like-
said
can't
no.
do everything. Yeah,
like being
it's
a-
not your fault.
Tree hugger and being totally allergic to the trees,
Gotta get the hazmat suit.
Yeah.
Fun.
I will totally go hug that tree over in Dover or the Dover Oak off the Appalachian Trail.
Mm-hmm.
But I need like a group of people. So if you guys are down for tree hugging, Rocky Horror
I
tree
need to
hugging.
touch
I
grass.
would if it's
I
on
need
a
to
day
touch
off from
grass.
work.
Yeah.
I think everyone in this cast needs to get outside more. Also, everyone who listens to podcasts needs to get outside more.
Is it because we're so pale and
How about you put on the podcast and take a walk? So you can have
Yeah.
the best of both worlds. I just
I
started
mean,
walking.
I spend a lot
I mean,
of
I've
time
been
outside
walking.
for my job.
Mhm.
But
I work from home.
yeah,
I do
exactly.
data entry.
Ooh.
I be entering that data. So I need to like have my designated go
You need to-
outside
you
time because
need-
I will forget that the outside world is a thing.
There, you have spent like multiple days straight in our apartment
I
before.
just breathed right into that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. That's why we're missing the condom for that. So you just have a makeshift. You have a little bag on there
It's
as
a
a
pouch.
makeshift condom.
I don't even know where
little
it
pouch.
came from.
It was on like the dish in the bedroom.
It's not mine. I think you brought it. There were pics in it.
That was not mine.
Okay. Oh,
Cool.
I know whose it is.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
That's lore.
That's lore.
That's not for this podcast.
Everything that's not on the podcast is lore, and it is an
And you have to
ARG.
pay
It
us
is
for it.
solvable.
Yeah.
If you give me like a 20, I'll tell you. I'll
Yeah.
tell you dumb.
Yeah. Oh, we're you guys totally need to do Patreon. We're
I
gonna
want
do-
to. Yeah,
Eventually,
I
yeah.
do want to set up a Patreon
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
this
I
eventually.
get the
I
scoop.
had this idea for merch where we all do like our Rocky makeup and then we take like a rag soaked in micellar water and just imprint the makeup on it, Hedwig and
Dot
the
the
Angry
whole
Inch
thing
style.
off. Yeah. If
I
you
like
haven't
it.
seen Hedwig and the Angry Inch, there's this scene where the character who wears very heavy makeup puts basically a
dry
wipe over
towel.
her face, a dry towel on her face,
So she did not set
And
that
there's a
shit at all.
perfect imprint of her face basically
Yeah.
left behind.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That would be fun.
It would not look like that.
I know.
You could also just put makeup on a towel or paint a towel to look like the makeup.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be that complicated of a process, you know?
I just want to try.
We love making merch with slave labor.
We
With our own
we get
slave
paid
labor.
in sometimes pizza and social interaction.
We get paid occasionally with a pizza
Yeah.
party depending on the venue.
No, when
I
we
mean-
make merch. Last year when we made merch, we had a pizza.
Oh yeah. No, we do, actually, yeah, we do get a pizza sometimes when we're
Yeah.
actually making merch. We do. A lot of the merch, if you come see us, is stuff we handmade with beads and stuff like that.
Their own blood and
Little
sweat.
keychains and whatever, because we need things to sell, and to sell things you need to buy things first, and that gets expensive. So
Yeah, it's a whole catch-22 in a way. What I like about Shadowcast is like it's unlike some other, I guess, if you're acting in a movie or whatever, I don't think you get the opportunities like you do in a Shadowcast to be super creative and really bring out all these aspects. Like I'm always trying to pull people in, and this is where I get into trouble. Where
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know, do a podcast, do documentary, let's do like a short video or something. And are we advertising?
We stand.
Oh!
No. We stand Ocean Spray. Ocean Spray is great because it's a collective of farmers. It's cooperatively owned.
I'm a juice fan.
It's not like a. Anyway,
It looks like a rosé, like a nice.
It's white
is.
cran strawberry, and it's really good with whiskey.
it is good with whiskey. We don't have any whiskey right now.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Also, it's
You're a
3:30
fruity
p.m.
cocktail guy. Yeah, it's 3:30 p.m. and we're driving later.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yes. Well, I was just gonna say, like, I was curious where you guys think we should take the cast. Like, what if this was your baby? Like, the 3 directors and producers die off, and you get left the cast. What would you do?
What would I do?
Jesus.
Well, we have this fantasy of buying land and putting up a barn,
Yeah. And do shows in a
and
barn.
we want to have like pallets and like indoor-outdoor performance area.
Pallets?
Pallets as a stage.
Oh no, I would build like an actual stage.
Oh, I want pallets.
That sounds so much less safe.
I got so many pallets for you right now.
Yeah.
Danger is sexy. Anyway.
Oh god.
You ever roll your ankle walking on grass in heels?
Yeah.
You ever walk? You ever?
Do you ever walk?
No.
Do you ever walk?
Walk in a straight line and then you roll your ankle and you have to like be in bed for 3 days.
What?
I've done that.
When?
8th grade.
What
I was
happened?
in gym class. I was walking in a straight line and I rolled my ankle in my sneakers.
In sneakers?
Yeah.
So you have no excuse.
Yeah, I don't.
You just did that.
My body has been.
You
falling
just
apart
did that
since
100%.
I was born.
That is fair. You have
just having
Appendectomy, 7-appointment root canal.
breast tumor.
Not
this,
a tumor, adenoma.
No, an adenoma is a kind of
Yeah,
tumor.
but tumor sounds scary and I hardly know her. Anyway, I'm allowed to make that joke.
Yeah.
But I hear if you have a fibroadenoma, this is now a medical advice.
Your parents are
podcast.
not allowed to listen to this podcast, by the way.
Oh yeah, they don't. They don't. They
Yeah.
wouldn't. If you are AFAB and you have breasts and you get a fibroadenoma and they usually get worse when your estrogen levels go up, you can take evening primrose oil. Is what my doctor told me to ease the pain.
Interesting.
And I'm still trying to see if it works, but I've been on I'm the supplement guy now.
Yeah. This is not medical advice. Don't just take supplements because we mentioned them. There's a lot of
Yeah.
that on the internet, and it's not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good thing at all.
My doctor told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me that works.
Yeah.
Don't
Ask your doctor about evening primrose oil.
if you happen to have a fibroadenoma.
Yeah.
Call your doctor today if.
This is for such a limited number of people.
Sponsored by fibroadenoma.
No, I think okay, so back to your original question. I think anyway,
Forgot what we were
Anyway.
talking about.
I do love the live shows. I think my secret goal is to build more of an online presence and hopefully set up a Patreon so that the cast can actually be a profitable entity one day. Because I think right now that's a better model. And then if you also build enough of an online presence, it would attract more people to a certain extent to our shows.
To join us or to
yeah.
host us.
Yeah, or to just to watch. And if you have more of a significant online presence, I feel like it commands better for negotiations with theaters when you're booking.
You can brag your follower count.
Yeah. But I want to maybe do a Patreon. We would have to bulk up a lot, like not just one podcast. Not
thought
physically
you were
bulk
telling
up.
me to work out.
Yeah,
Like, huh?
you have to get buff to do a Patreon.
No.
The
No.
Rocky
They ask
Patreon.
you for torso pics.
No, that's for the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Rocky Horror OnlyFans. Didn't we think about having like a fake OnlyFans?
We did joke about that. You could.
I still want to do a calendar.
Oh my god. Bernadette Banner did the funniest fake OnlyFans thing where
Yeah.
she did like
Ankle
full
pics?
yeah, ankle pics
Okay.
in like full Victorian dress. And it would be like
That's got sexy energy.
suggestive, but it's just like ooh, ankle or like you
Show
know,
ankle for free.
absolutely nothing, or wearing a lingerie dress which is still floor length, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it has lingerie in the name. It was very
Scandal.
funny. I would love to do something like that and do that in character.
That would be hilarious.
That would be really good, actually.
Yeah.
This is if Jason's watching, you saw what I did there, right? Okay. Figured out what to do with the cast by asking you guys what you would do with the
Ooh.
cast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, we're double agents.
Yes.
Because
totally, definitely.
The person
Anyway,
who...
that was like a years from now idea with the barn and everything.
Yeah, no, we can't just
But-
buy a barn. We're not in the financial position to do that.
Nor do we have the space, but that is something we want to do eventually.
We'll put it in our little side yard right next to the train tracks.
Yeah, I'm sure our neighbors will love that. The kids that keep coming into our yard will love that. But you know, their fault anyway.
Well, I do, and I do think, in terms of anybody listening to this podcast, if you have ideas about or rather, if there's things you want to hear us talk about,
Call in.
yeah. Call in, email us, ApocaLipsCast@gmail.com. That's APA. No, I don't know how to spell.
APA. You have to include APA citations
Yeah,
in your email.
No
you have to cite your
MLA.
sources.
No Chicago.
Get that fucking Chicago shit out of here.
Chicago. Anyway.
It's a city that's exciting. It's a city that's
Can't spell
inviting.
that. You do.
APO.
There's a hole in the wood like a great black pit.
ApocaLips dot. Wait.
At
At gmail.com, and that's Gmail spelled GMAIL.
And com spelled
And-
COM.
Yeah. Don't get that part.
You have to get
Well,
that
know
part
if you
correct.
found us. Or you could just go to the web because I maybe didn't say it right. APOCA-LIPS.com. Apoca.
There's a dash.
Apoca-lips.com. That's our
Ooh,
website.
Fun.
But the email is apocalypscast
Yeah.
at gmail.
Okay.
Or if you're last week's Pride March, we are Apoca-Lips.
Apocalypse.
Just a little Apoca.
Last week's?
Did I say weeks?
Yeah.
I meant years.
Okay.
Or,
We didn't do a Pride Month last week.
if you think
Wendy
you can
moment.
spell.
Yeah, we have a cat.
There's a cat here.
She's on camera.
Yeah.
She's the star of the show.
She is.
I'm
She's
really,
shedding.
she is shedding so much.
It's terrible.
It's getting
she
to that
sits on
time of
top
year.
of the fish tank, and I'm so worried that the fish is gonna breathe in cat hair.
The fish is going to breathe in cat?
I think it's fine. I don't think the fish
Okay.
cares. She
Oh,
said
well, yeah, you have the.
it's
green
getting
one.
that time of year where she's like shedding her winter coat, and we need to get a brush for her. Bad.
Yeah, the first few times you were like, "Oh, it's not necessary."
I didn't think it was necessary because I never brushed cats, but I
doesn't like
also
getting
always had
brushed.
outdoor cats when I was a kid. So like, what?
Does that make a difference in their shedding?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
They didn't shed as much as she does.
Call in if you know. If you got cat shedding advice, please let us know.
Yeah, so she's shedding her winter coat, and
All our
it's
sheets are black.
covering everything in our
Looks
home.
terrible.
Everything, almost all the fabric we have
I
is black.
Like, don't take our
Learned
advice,
something
but
new about lint rollers.
Yeah,
Because I bought a bunch of them from the Dollar Tree.
I was so mad
I
when
thought that they were just one sheet and then you toss them. I threw out like 2 of them, but I had 3 more. Don't know where they came from. And then I once I got new ones, it said 40 sheets. And I was like,
Yeah. No, he would. So the lint rollers, you use
I
them,
didn't realize you
and then you
thought they
peel
were
off.
hello.
You peel off some of the tape, and then you use it again.
Yeah.
But he was buying a lint roller, using it a single time, and then throwing the whole thing
I
away.
only did that like once or twice. I learned.
Sure,
I
sure,
learned.
sure.
This is about this
You
podcast
were
is about
today
character
old.
development.
Yeah.
It is. It's all about character development.
Life is about character development.
I love this this setting. I feel weird being the only one in the chair and everyone else is on the couch.
Do you feel victimized?
In the
or
gamer
do you feel
chair.
like you're the head
Yeah,
of the
do we
table?
In
need-
the-
do we need
I
to
don't
switch?
know.
You're
We
the,
found this
No, we're
gamer
fine.
chair on the side of the road.
Yeah.
There was one just one hole in it.
So
It
yeah,
was so
our,
tiny.
This chair?
Yeah, that chair.
no, so our old
Retails for
apartment,
like $300.
our-
I'm so proud of all the things we find on the side of the road.
our old apartment was like the shittiest apartment in a really rich neighborhood. So we found a bunch of like cool shit by the side of the road that is honestly worth a good amount, and that we would,
Painting,
that painting, yeah,
a
the
bunch of
butterfly
other paintings.
We had a really nice desk for a while, and then I broke it.
The portrait of cat of said
Yeah,
cat?
I did that.
Yeah, that's Wendy. There's I don't know if that's in frame
And all of
entirely.
these
It might be a little bit in
paintings,
frame.
Except for this one and the prints are, I did.
Yeah.
Except for that unicorn one over there.
Most of Adrian's paintings are currently in a
In a
gallery show.
show.
In a private gallery
Private
show
gallery.
at Cunning Hackett Gallery.
That is. Is it doxing myself to say the address?
No.
Like I lived there.
You're not
I would
doxing
love to
yourself.
live
You're
there.
you're
It's at 12.
It is actually a really nice building. I would
12
100% live there.
Vassar Street, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Go buy his paintings.
Buy my shit.
Go buy his paintings. They're
Or
really
just
good.
Go look at
They're
it.
real
'cause
or go look at them. Yeah, you can
I
just go ask to look at
busted
it.
my ass this semester in a painting
But-
class that I hated.
Yeah.
I did not get along with the
Dude, your teacher sucked.
Yeah.
She was awful.
Yeah.
Like, why? How?
I don't
How are
wanna
you a
get into
professor?
it. I'm
How are you
traumatized.
professor with that
I
mindset,
preferred the
you know?
professor that was 45 minutes late every time.
Absolutely.
Because he was at least chill. He's definitely a stoner.
But
Sometimes you can just tell.
you got
It
some
was
really
the
good
whiff of the...
you got some really good paintings out of it, and they're all for sale.
Sure did.
A lot of them.
Here's a story. I did a painting of a bunch of
Thank
mermaids,
God.
which one of our castmates actually bought.
Ooh.
And they were all these mermaids with like seaweed hair, and they're all
Mhm.
camouflaged and whatever. And
Incredible painting.
I wanted to work on my proportions. So when you don't have a model,
You
you're
use
always
yourself.
with yourself.
Yeah, you use yourself as a model. That's like a
So
normal
I
thing that a lot of
Took
artists
some
do.
photos, and
Mhm.
I brought it into class after I had finished it. She said, "I love how crude the figures are."
Yeah.
I want to tell her that's my body.
yeah, dude. That's not.
That's my body.
It's not like you. That's just how you look.
That's just how I am.
That's how you exist in this world, in this life.
Yeah, I already have enough issues with how I exist in this world. That
No.
was not full.
Energy drink down.
This
I mean-
is Red Bull Summer Edition.
Stop
for-
advertising for things that we're not getting paid by.
I like Red Bull.
I brought up the Cunning Hackett Gallery because at least like we might make money from that.
I just want to spread the word because this was pretty good, and I want people to have good drinks.
Okay, so we have to be fair and balanced. I hate Red Bull, and I don't think anyone should drink it.
Hey, I used to drink Monster. That was like 10 times.
You dude.
And then
So
I
much
had
for
a
getting Red
moment
Bulls
where
as
I
sponsor.
drank Celsius.
Yeah, I'll stop slandering Red Bull if you give us money. It's a reverse sponsorship where instead of advertising, I'm gonna hold them hostage.
We're ready to sell out. Just, buy us. Just buy us.
If Apoca-Lips had a drink, like a soda or
Yeah.
a cocktail,
I think it would be a Dirty Shirley Temple.
I think it would
Like with the-
something cherry
I would
Gotta have
be.
whipped
with
cream.
like that thick grenadine that one club had.
Yeah,
that
Reason.
was so
yeah,
good. That was Reason and Ruckus.
yeah.
Because like normal.
Don't go to
grenadine
the
is
drag
fine.
shows at Reason and Ruckus.
Yeah, but they have good. They have good Shirley Temples.
They have
though.
good Shirley Temples. Go
Good
on a night when
grenadine.
yeah.
Shirley, we make Shirley Temples with ginger ale. Usually they're
Yeah.
with like Sprite.
I like a
But
Shirley
I think
Temple
it was
with ginger ale.
and it had like cherry syrup, not grenadine.
Yeah, it was like a natural cherry syrup,
Like,
and it was really good.
Melt that.
Um,
Melt that? No. Macerate it.
Macerate it. Yeah.
Macerate it.
It was really good, and then we've had when we had friends over the last time, we made Dirty Shirley Temples with Rowan Company expensive Irish whiskey.
Kind of like the most like trashy college kid way to consume expensive whiskey.
Yeah.
I
But it was pretty solid.
I think you would have to require the mixer to just like cry into it.
Cry tear. Yeah.
Put on a lot
Actual
of not
tears.
waterproof mascara and cry into it.
Yes. That would be like the perfect.
Drink the
Whipped
mascara.
cream,
Be-
cherry
Drink
on
the
top,
mascara.
and tears.
You ever be a sad teen and you cry your eyeliner off and wipe it on your diary?
No.
Okay.
I didn't,
I'm gonna do that
I didn't
now.
really
Can
wear
I do
much.
that now?
It's
Is it like-
fun.
yeah.
I didn't wear much
It's
eyeliner as a
cathartic.
teen, and I also didn't have a diary as a teen.
I had a bunch of diaries that were like half full.
I tried a couple times to get into journaling, and then I would go for like a
I
month, and then I would
Love
end up
the
stopping.
idea of it, but the thing, like, I think we both do this kind of where you go so hard on something
Yeah.
for like a month, and then
Yeah,
just-
I'll write like several paragraphs of journal entries, and then like What?
Time.
I'm just
Time?
realizing
We're at 42
it is-
minutes. We can do a little while longer.
Yeah.
I want to get like
5. I do.
I want to get like an hour
Yeah.
every
That's
episode.
fine.
Yeah.
And then I'll just cut off the beginning of the recording where we had the air conditioner on.
But, like,
Yeah.
it's not our vibrator.
I love listening to a podcast with
Vibrator.
in the
It's my
background.
favorite
It's
white
great
noise
background
machine.
noise.
I prefer food processor.
Not the purple one.
Dude,
No.
not the what?
They're always the same shade of purple.
Yeah, there's
Are
like
they?
3 shades that sex toys are allowed to be. There's like 3 colors.
It's hot pink.
It's-
that one specific shade of purple and like blue.
Yeah, there's a lot of
generic
teals.
blue.
There's a lot of teals.
Yeah.
And those are like marketed towards gay men. If you go to like the gay section
Oh,
of
the
the
blue
sex
ones
store.
are for boys.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if that's why that's been my favorite color combo for a while. It's purple and teal.
No, that's just the bisexual color.
We got Pavloved.
Oh my
Somebody
god.
marketed it
Sister
straight
was
to me.
making these bracelets.
You're gonna look at
My
the mini
sister's,
fridge and
like,
start getting
12.
horny.
It's like,
Get it away from me.
Oh my god.
Oh no, the
Frigidaire?
the
Frigid
color
air.
scheme of the fish against the green rocks is making me
Ooh.
horny.
We have a beta fish. We have a purple beta
His
fish.
name is Lawrence.
His name is Lawrence
Fishburne.
Fishburne. Yeah.
ah.
We have a lot of animals.
Yeah. Here's one now.
Ooh.
Spray.
She
I mean-
loves bug spray.
She loves
She loves sniffing
moisture.
things.
I'm gonna assume that your fish offered you the red pill because I don't see anything red in there. It's all like blue greenish
Yeah.
pill.
It was it was like he had like a black and purple rocks until recently. We just changed his
Yeah.
tank out yesterday, actually. We found another big tank, so we upgraded Malachi, who was our gecko's tank. And then he got Malachi's old tank. So now they all have slightly larger enclosures. And I feel bad because now it looks so empty. We need to get more plants and stuff for him.
Yeah, we can't get him a friend because he's a beta. And betas are mean to each other. She's sniffing. me.
Yeah, you would know all about
Yeah.
Being a beta,
that. Sorry.
I like
I love-
choosing a random Greek letter, saying I am that, and it's better than
Yeah.
the other ones because I said so.
I'm Omicron,
Delta,
actually.
Delta.
Delta.
I love going
like
silent in a
Gamma
podcast to stare at a cat who you will not be able to see in the audio version.
Right.
She's
Yeah.
hanging out.
Can't even hear this cat.
She's hanging
Not
out.
saying
That
anything.
purring was me.
Biting.
She does not purr very. She purrs very quietly.
Yeah.
She
For the
might be
first few
purring right
months
now,
of
and
her
you never
life,
know.
I thought that maybe she was just constantly unhappy because I could never feel her purr.
You can feel it in her
Yeah.
chest, but you,
You
can't
can't
hear
hear
her do it. She was sniffing our lovely, stupid skull cone-shaped bottle.
It was on
I love
sale.
this thing.
We have a bunch of skull-shaped containers.
Yeah.
Like, is it plastic? Or
No, it's glass. It's a real glass wine bottle.
There was like lights in it.
But it's
It's an organism.
like they just took a 3D model of a skull
And
and
stripped
stuck a
you-
wine bottle on it.
You
I
take the
love
top
it
of the
so
head and
much.
you go like that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. This is what happens if you kill Dan
I
Aykroyd.
mean, that is what they used to do back in the day. The Peruvian conehead skull.
Yeah. Well, that was
Wrap the
elongated
babies.
towards the back.
Dan Aykroyd.
He was Conehead,
Oh.
the movie.
Oh.
You know.
I sometimes think he's only a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, that's the only movie
Anyone
he
who was
ever
in
did.
Ghostbusters is only a Ghostbuster. to
Well,
me.
no, that's not fair because you have to give credit to Blues Brothers.
Rick Moranis.
What?
Seymour. He was the neighbor in Ghostbusters.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Blues Brothers, which you haven't seen.
No. I've seen the amount of movies I haven't seen is actually enough
That
to
is
make
fair.
anybody disappointed.
That is fair.
Haven't
It
seen
took-
Labyrinth.
He has not finished Labyrinth.
I've seen half of it. My mom made me turn it off because it was too disturbing. But I have the wig.
crazy.
I need to watch it so I can do that song.
Yeah. To do
Magic
that song in
dance.
drag.
Dance,
That would be
magic
fun.
dance.
You can
All I'm
learn
saying-
contact
So you probably
juggling.
didn't get to the part that I star in. The old lady with the hoarding.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
I was totally.
I
in the Labyrinth.
believed you.
Yeah,
was like,
you were in
oh.
Labyrinth.
Tom pointed that
New
out.
David
ages ago.
Bowie.
He was like, "You know who you are? You're
Um,
totally that lady." And I'm like, "Yeah, 100%. You should see
Yeah.
my house. I have stuff to
Anyway.
give away."
It took so much convincing, and I'm talking literal months, for Jake to get me to watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And then to watch Avatar The Last Airbender.
Yeah. Also,
Wait, the movie or the series?
the series.
Okay.
The animated series. The movie is so bad.
Why
Not-
are you blue?
Not the movie. Not the.
Not the book.
Not the book. The movie.
The movie.
Not the movie. Not the other movie. Not the Netflix adaptation. The original series.
The bald kid.
The good one. You just recently saw Priscilla Queen of the Desert and Birdcage and
it's my
Mrs.
favorite thing
Doubtfire.
ever.
You do
I
love
cried.
Priscilla Queen of the Desert.
I cried during Mrs. Doubtfire. Priscilla
You
is now my
did.
comfort movie.
Priscilla Queen of the Desert is so good.
I almost always say Priscilla Queen of the Damned.
Priscilla
Yeah,
Queen of the
It
Damned.
sounds like how it's supposed to go, and it's just not.
You're
It's
just thinking of
very
Queen of the
different.
Damned, which is a
I
different
just think
movie.
About Queen of the Damned.
We should do a Priscilla Queen of the Desert Rocky Horror double feature.
Oh, 100%.
Or at
Who
least
would you
like a
be?
Party. Who would
Who
I
would you be? If you were in if you were shadow casting Priscilla Queen in the Desert,
Hugo Weaving is like my favorite.
you want to be
I-
Tick?
Not because he's like the main character, but because I think I could channel his energy.
That's
Oh
fair.
no, that annoying twink.
Oh, Adam?
Yeah, I could be an asshole.
Oh, you could absolutely play Adam.
Yeah.
You could absolutely play Adam,
Yeah.
or even Bob, and
I
get a
don't wanna
fake
be
beard.
Bob.
You could be
I want a
Bob.
fake beard, but I don't want to be
You
Bob.
could get the fake beard. It'd be so fun.
I can only channel a very specific old man
I
energy.
don't think that's true.
And
I
that's
think you
how
could be
I played
Bob.
Dr. Scott.
That you did good as Dr. Scott,
Kind
though.
of coked out.
It was really good.
Thank you.
I love large gaps of silence in every podcast. It's
This is
great.
the
We're
large
professional.
gaps filling.
This is the empty space podcast where we just stay.
Every
We
so
do an
often,
intro.
We play one note.
We do an intro. We stay quiet for an hour, and then we
And then
do
it's
the
pipe
exit.
crashing noises.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't go outside.
she doesn't. She's just sniffing the stepladder in the corner.
So
Make
plans
sure
for
to
the
sniff your stepladders.
for the next episode.
Plans for the next episode is
Whoever we can get on
yeah. That's gonna be a month from now.
a month.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
a lot
what
of
doing
fun
it
stuff
once a month
going on.
means, is that you do it
You're
once a month.
so right. Wait.
What's a month and what does it mean?
Why are
Yeah.
they 31 days sometimes?
So we should talk about the actual events that we have coming up. Does anyone know what the dates are and where they are?
Let's get the document.
We gotta,
Get the
yeah.
document. Oh, thank God
We
I wrote that
have a
document.
master
We need a
doc.
whiteboard. We need a whiteboard to write topics on and like information that we should have.
If we don't want to get the deposit back, we can make this all chalkboard.
I don't think that's a good idea
Okay.
because I want my deposit back for this place.
We didn't get it back from the
Ooh,
last
somebody
place.
knows how to search a chat.
It wasn't our fault. It wasn't
was
our fault that
not.
we didn't get our deposit back. I mean, it kind of is. We didn't take pictures of damage that was already there when we moved in. And then when we moved out, our landlord was like, hey, what's all this damage? And it's like, well, that was there, but
It was
whatever.
one broken. Well, we
There
didn't
was a
know
couple
'cause
broken
we noticed
floor
it
tiles.
after
We
we had
noticed it-
lived there
we-
for like a week.
So we were very desperate to find an apartment when we first moved in. When we moved into our first apartment, so we didn't do as much due diligence as we should have.
We were also
but it's fine.
freshly 20.
We're doing fine. We're 21
Now
now,
we're freshly 21.
and we have a Bon Marie and an espresso machine.
It's great.
so-
That's what adulthood's about.
Is having an espresso
In a
machine.
Bon Marie.
Yeah, and a
Barely
KitchenAid
using
mixer.
them.
I love having kitchen gadgets.
I love a kit. We put up specific shelves for the
I did. I put up shelves
Oh.
in the kitchen.
document.
Wow.
Tonight, actually,
Anyways, yeah. So
is-
tonight, this is not going up
Not
today.
even on here.
Tonight, as we're
the day
recording
we're
this,
recording,
we're going to be at Pride in the Sky.
not in costume.
Not in
Just I'll
costume.
be
We're
in
just
drag,
we're
but
just hanging out.
I mean, my trashy, classy ways are there. And
Yeah,
I'm all about bringing the fairies out in May.
absolutely.
Hey,
The
the
fairies
fairies
are
are
real.
out,
The
Yeah.
fairies are out.
and they're here.
They're coming.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Yeah,
Coming.
hopefully.
Anyway,
Eventually.
So then coming up, we're gonna end up having a cast meeting, which will probably be after this podcast is released anyway.
We are an open cast, by the way. You can come to.
yeah. You
Generally
don't even
speaking,
have
you can
to
come to
join
meetings. You don't even have to
during
wait until
auditions.
auditions.
You can just show up. I mean, tell us first. but
We
you
do
can just show up.
meetings at the Poughkeepsie, at the Duchess Pride Center
Pride
in
Center.
Poughkeepsie.
And
I
it's
don't
right
know the
across
address.
from-
You can Google it.
Yeah, you can
It's
Google
next
it.
to a Dunkin' Donuts and
so
across
you're
from a
getting a lot
Catholic
of foot
church.
traffic.
Off Main
It's
Street.
very smart putting it next to a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
So if there's one thing
dude,
queer people
that is-
like, it's a little treat.
That is the thing. Is at the last cast meeting. This is
Everyone
our
came and was
the last
like-
cast meeting was our first meeting at the new location. I'm so sorry we're going on another tangent.
Totally fine.
But maybe 10 people showed up. 9 of them had Dunkin' Donuts.
And
Dunkin'
the one
is gonna
who
get
didn't, I think, went to go get it after.
putting the Pride Center next to a Dunkin' Donuts is dangerous.
I mean, there's also like McDonald's, I think,
that
Taco
road,
Bell.
I spent so much time on that road when I went to Duchess.
Oh, yeah?
There's every fast food you could imagine.
Yeah,
At
just like right
Wendy's
at that corner.
and
Yeah.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Well, before the Pride Center moved there, and like I guess this is going, even before the pandemic, really. There was a place called Formosa. It was the best Chinese food place on Main Street in Poughkeepsie, and I'm just saying this so that maybe one day somebody will reopen it because it was amazing. Biggest menu, and it was like the best place to hang out. Like they wouldn't kick us out for the most part.
I love that.
Love a Chinese food sometimes.
I do too.
You always get too much Chinese. We always get too much Chinese food.
You get it knowing it's lunch next.
The problem is we order it when you're already hungry, so you way overestimate how much you can eat. Like last time I was like, yeah, I'll get 2 orders of dumplings and sweet and sour chicken, and then it was like, oh no, or not sweet and sour chicken. No.
So
that was like 2 times ago.
Saturday, January. I'm going
I'm so
back
sorry.
in time. June 1st. Saturday, June 1st, New Paltz is the
cat is chasing her tail off screen, so
that's why we're
the
distracted.
Hudson Valley Pride March. They're totally distracted. Like this cat is more focused than the rest
June
of us.
1st, kicking off Pride Month for reals.
Yeah, we'll be marching with the Pride March in New Paltz, and then we'll throw in another cast meeting for sheets and goggles.
Sheets and goggles?
Yeah. I was trying not to slur.
Oh, I was like, is this new merch?
For sheets and goggles, you can buy it.
You can swear a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's just not like the F slur.
Oh, you can only
say
get
one of the F words sometimes, but
like Friday.
Friday,
June 7th, we'll be having another cast meeting at the Dutchess County Pride Center for the Poughkeepsie Pride preparations, which is the very next day on Saturday.
Hell yeah.
Poughkeepsie Pride preparations.
And then Saturday, June 8th, we'll be marching and vending. So come hang out with us, and we'd love to see you guys. And hopefully we will have this released, and somehow we'll convince you all to listen to us ramble on for an hour.
This is going to be out by June 8th. I want to get it out Friday, but I'm going over to my grandparents' house to help them with some stuff, so we'll see.
Promises.
Get them on the pod.
Do you want to go to Home Depot Monday?
Homo Depot.
Okay.
Only lesbos
I need
go to
spray
Lowe's.
for the
Because my grandmother needs like mulch and dirt for the garden. I'm so sorry.
This is now a gardening podcast.
Yeah.
Totally gardening.
Into helping your
We're so bad at gardening. We can't do a gardening podcast.
Anyway.
I was like, speaking of gardening, it's gonna turn. I could spin anything. Let's do this.
Absolutely.
So,
6 degrees of separation.
So when you come to see my garden, I mean my actual garden, not the okay. July 6th, which is a Friday, Coldy is trying to plan a Patreon let's fundraise, have a variety night party, movie night at my place because I have the big old screen.
You do have a big TV.
I
love your
giant
TV. We need something like that.
As long as it's nice outside, I have the outdoor screen, which you guys never got to see.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's gigantic, and
that'll be
kind of
sick.
sound system, and
are we watching or are we playing?
both. Yay! Like, I want us to do like a variety show, so I was hoping like Azrael as you want.
I know him.
Yeah.
Azrael as you want, yeah.
Really great, really
incredible drag king.
Yeah, best drag king in the area should totally come and like do a show.
Best drag king in the area, as long as
yeah, let him know.
As long as Show Pony is out of town doing a wedding or something.
As long as Show Pony is in Costa Rica. No, yeah. I'm joking.
I know. Yeah.
And I mean, there's just plenty of parking, so I think it's gonna be a little low key this round.
I don't know if that should be a public event if it's at your house.
Yeah.
Talking about doxing. No.
Yeah.
Come to my house.
What's your house again?
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere
no,
over
we
there.
need. Let's set some ground rules. No one can.
You already did.
A new ground rule. No one can go to events at a cast member's house unless they've been a part of the cast for like 6 months. That feels
6 months sounds.
Or if it's a yard sale.
Friends that we've known for like 2 months before we started hanging out with them at their house.
That's fair.
It depends
but that's
on your vibe.
But that I feel like is different than like having
the
cast people that you don't really.
Above all is a safe space.
That is fair.
If you are an asshole, if you.
Okay. We're almost at an hour on the clock, and we had time before that, so we really got to get through.
Okay.
Events.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, we can talk about more events later, but essentially, like that, we'll be doing a lot of gay shit there. I said the S word in June, and then August we'll start kicking things back up for
the October shows.
And we will be involved with the Hudson,
always busy in October.
What is it? Hudson Valley Horror Fest.
Yeah, Hudson Valley Horror Con.
Isn't it called Hardcore Con?
No, she just announced that wrong. It's
Okay,
Horror Con.
Okay.
Horror Fest.
I remember somebody said something about hardcore. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no,
We found out about it when it was announced. We were
a
like,
certain
we're
drag
gonna be-
queen announced it as Hardcore Con or Hardcore Fest, and it's not.
Okay.
I was very confused when she said Hardcore Fest because I was like, really? Us?
Us?
That's
You
just
like
Oh my
because
god.
I did not write things down very clearly on the piece of paper.
No, it's
so
fine.
You're welcome.
They were also a little
Everyone
tipsy.
was a few drinks
It was dark and spooky,
Yeah.
and we had a flat, and it was raining.
Yeah.
So I mean, we definitely have a lot of stuff coming up, and we'll be getting better at this podcast. So hang tight.
Bear with us.
Put your pelvic.
Bear with us.
Bear with.
Bear with us.
No bears here.
No, not right now.
Not right now. Maybe.
You gotta get
next month.
Jason. I'm sorry.
And if you stay tuned, we might have bears on this pod.
Yeah,
And get ready for
we'll find a bear.
Apoca-Lips.
Wow.
Apoca-Lips.
Apoca-Lips. A popcorn lips.
All right. Yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye. Just
We're
gonna.
just gonna cut out the beginning.
We're gonna cut out the beginning and the end.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, that was fun. That went well. I was afraid I'd be